Why is the lighting? I'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to come in. Hello. If you're here, can you just let me know that you can hear me okay? That the volume is okay. Happy Friday. Hi, Christina. Volume is good. Excellent. Okay, so let's get into it. There's quite a few people again on the list here. Definitely some channeling already came through, so I made some notes for some of you. Yes, and I see, Christina, you have some messages there too. All right, we're just going to start at the top. Donna's here. Hello, Donna. Hello, everyone. Okay, so the first, I don't know why the lighting is so weird. I have no idea why it's off. It's bright and sunny here, but it doesn't seem to be picking that up right now, so I don't know what's going on with that. But nonetheless, let's get into it. The first email came from Amelia. And Amelia, you had mentioned that you're experiencing a physical challenge. So basically, it's a stubborn skin rash on the front of your lower legs and on the top of your hip bones as well. Now, you were saying that you've made some changes to your diet over the last 5 years, lots of fruits and veg, and a little bit or nothing of anything else. So basically, you've really cleaned up your diet. You feel like this is still a detox issue. Perhaps it's parasites. I was actually getting something a little bit different for you. This is very, very like root chakra issue. So there's definitely something going on the hips, knees, ankles, all of the lower body, basically from your hip downward is all governed by the root chakra. So usually when we have imbalances in the very first chakra, then that tends to show up as a rash, a pain, a knee pain. There's always something involved that is root chakra related. Root is your history, your past, your ancestors, your family, anyone that you consider family, anything that is safety, security, finances, all of that actually is energetically governed by the root chakra. So when you have issues with, like I said, the lower body or the lower half of your body, then that is what it pertains to a lot of times. Now, of course, I want to just kind of disclaimer here. I don't want you to take this as medical advice. If you feel like you need to see a doctor about this, absolutely, please do that first and get yourself checked out. But on an energetic level, the rash itself is an irritation over delays. So this is you wanting something, you desiring something to be like moving forward, maybe at a faster pace in your life, and it's not happening. And I think you're feeling frustrated from that. So I think that's a part of it. There's also this energy of like, why isn't it happening yet? Why isn't it time yet? And my throat chakra is a little bit going on that one. So there's something weird going on there. I also kind of looked into hives because rash and hives kind of seem to be like a similar, basically energetically, they're very similar frequency. And hives is like small hidden fears. So this is making mountains out of molehills. So it's a perception shift perhaps that needs to take place for you, Amelia, where you have to start looking at your situation differently than how you have been looking at it. And I'll get into some of your other questions in a minute because all of it ties in together. I was really, really seeing that. And then the front of your leg, so basically your shin area that you were talking about, this is about breaking down ideals. So this is the shin represents the standards of life. Okay. So you are not living according to the standards that you have either set for yourself, the standards that you are expecting of yourself, or the standards that you simply would like to live by. And I've got a really itchy nose. What is up with that? Anyway, something there. What does the nose connect to? The heart. Okay. So there could be something here where your heart, you are not living in accordance to the values of your heart. You are denying yourself something. You are not allowing yourself to admit something to yourself about your current situation. And let me read a little bit more of your questions because that kind of makes sense. It all ties in. So the second thing you asked about is that you've been living in a hermit-like state for the last 5 years, basically, of your life. And in brackets, you wrote stagnation. Now, let's just address the stagnation here for a moment, because what you think has been stagnation in hermit mode has actually not been stagnation. It has been the complete opposite. It's actually been transformation. My left eye is also tearing up at the moment. So any little body cues, by the way, that I get during readings is definitely connected. So there is like an internal crying left eye, female, feminine side of the body. So either your internal feminine is really crying, is really screaming out for more, is what I'm hearing. There's this internal desire for more, and you are limiting yourself. But part of your limitation is coming from how you perceive, how you see your life, how you see yourself, and everything that you're currently experiencing. Now I'm also getting pain in the heart space. So either someone connected here in the live is actually having some heart chakra issues, or this is a direct channeling for Amelia here. Either way, there's something going on where you are not honoring your heart's true desires, is what I'm getting. So you're saying that so it's not stagnation, okay? The hermit mode, and this is for any of you out there, the hermit mode is not stagnation. It is actually the complete opposite. It is the process of transformation. And I know because I've gone through hermit mode for actually 5 years myself. And so I know firsthand now, and I used to see it as stagnation. It is not. It is a massively deep transformative process that you are moving through. So you're getting to know yourself better and how to express yourself. You mentioned here abandonment issues. Yes, there's definitely some abandonment wounds, and this is connected into your third point. So again, this is root chakra blockage. You're having difficulty moving forward with something. There's a difficulty with emotionally digesting the situation that you're currently in. And what I was getting is that you're having a hard time accepting the situation that you are in with your family. So there's a resistance to change, because you have a need for acceptance and a desire for validation. Those were the other things that came through. Because the third thing that, because you were saying that you feel alienated by family members. That's right. So I suspect that you are also moving through this separation period where you are having to completely, and when we go into hermit mode, we have to completely isolate ourselves. We have to be in kind of our own little bubble to detox energetically lower vibrational people, their energies, their influence or effect on us. So that's the process I feel like you've been moving through, Amelia. You are shedding layers and layers of your old self, of your old life. And this is really triggering your abandonment wounds. It's really triggering not being seen, not feeling accepted by your family because they've kind of alienated you or pushed you away because of your up-leveling. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. This is, and I'm hearing, this is the process you're meant to be moving through at this time. So please don't look at it like it's a negative or that this is bad in any way. It's not. And the last thing that you asked about was living together with a male partner who is not an ideal partner, but you have changed your perception and decided to stay with the mess in order to grow more. And it's very interesting that you that you wrote it like that. Decided to stay with the mess in order to grow more. Amelia, I just want to say to you that while there's a perception issue here again, with this situation, this is what it all ties back into. Do you see the connection between the rash that you're experiencing on your hips, not giving yourself permission to move forward, not allowing yourself to accept that what it is with your family right now, that there's this massive uprooting, I'm hearing this massive upheaval, and this is really thrown off your root chakra, and the upheaval is coming from losing the people that you have been used to, that you've been surrounded with. And out of that comes this underlying fear of letting go of your current partner, even though you recognize it's not the best situation for you, even though you know deep down that this isn't what you want, that this person isn't able to support you in the way that you need, you're still struggling with this. Yeah, and you're saying that this is how I rationalize it. that he's not the ideal partner, but you've changed your perception and decided to stay with the mess in order to grow more. What if you could actually grow more being with someone who is in alignment with you, being with someone who does see you for who you are, who honors you for everything that you are, is also what I'm hearing. So staying in a lower vibrational situation, if you're staying because of finances, because you feel you have to, you can't afford to maybe move out on your own at the moment, then that's one thing. But even then, changing your perception around like, okay, this is temporary. And I think you need to get that, because I was getting that for you, that this is temporary. So the underlying fears of abandonment, being left alone, facing life alone is what is scaring you. That's the only resistance that I'm really picking up on when it comes to leaving this person that you're currently with. And this is why you rationalize it, and this is why you stay. So I think once you start to address all of the root chakra issues you've got going on and start really healing that, I'm seeing everything opening up. Everything is going to open up. Like the new opportunity for moving is going to come. All of the things that you feel you don't have right now in terms of support, that's actually going to come. So Amelia, your homework is to do some serious root chakra work to give yourself permission to really heal. To give yourself permission, I'm hearing, to let go of the family that is not supporting you. And just acknowledge, like, it's okay. Yes, this is really hard. It's tough to move through this by myself, but I would still rather move through this by myself because this is where spirit is guiding me at this time. And it's serving a higher purpose, I'm hearing. So all is well. All is well. But you have some root chakra healing to do first, and then I think you're going to really find things moving in the right direction. So that's step one. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, next email I received was from Christina from Ottawa. Christina, we have briefly spoken before, basically through your last question in one of the last Q&As. So the deeper stuff that I had mentioned to you that we need to talk about, I just want to refer you to the link in the description box and to book a session, because I don't want it, like, it's not going to take 5 minutes for me to tell you, and it wouldn't be fair to myself just to to give basically like a free session. I'm already doing this for free, right? And I'm more than happy to, but I do feel like that's a very deep conversation. That's not going to take 5 minutes. So and I leave it up to you completely. If that's something that you feel called to do, then you can do that. If not, in the meantime, I'm going to answer your questions here, what you have submitted. You were talking about how you just recently had a birthday. Very, very happy birthday to you, Christina. And that you have felt a change coming. Yes, yes. Usually 6 weeks leading up to our birthdays, just an FYI for everyone, you tend to get a lot of life lessons. Okay, 6 weeks leading up to the day of your birthday. So it's a month and a half. There's this condensing of energy that happens for us where we start to get significant like life upgrades, life changes. We get either premonitions about them, dreams about them. You'll get some type of a sense that something is changing and shifting because you're closing out a cycle. Every single year on the day of your birthday, you close out a cycle, your previous trip around the sun and all the lessons that you learned or didn't learn in that cycle. And then you're meant to kind of have like a little bit of a review. So I think that's what happened for you, is you were already getting some premonitions and some stuff. And you were saying that shortly after your birthday that you were terminated from your job. And while that can suck, I see that you have a very positive attitude about it, because you were saying that you're not worried, that you trust spirit has always worked things out for you and absolutely continues to do that for you in your life. So definitely it was meant to be. So nothing to worry about there. That was meant to be. And that you are working on something right now. You're working on a course. You're putting the finishing touches on it. And you wanted to ask if you were on the right path. Yes. And this is exactly why the job needed to end. This is why it was like that needed to be pushed out of the way so that you could pull all of your attention and energy on this thing that you want to put together and basically finish it. I'm hearing like getting it completed. And just through the winter months, thank you, Spirit, lots of confirmation. And just through the winter months, I also want to encourage you to, like, this is the time for you to finish. Don't feel rushed in any way, because it's all going to unfold in divine timing, is what I'm getting. So definitely finish working on this, put the finishing touches. It's like, do whatever you need to do now to get this wrapped up. You may have already been finishing it up. And you're saying in the email that you've been feeling a tug to get it done. Absolutely. Because this is how you are now up leveling into the next phase of your journey, into the next pathway, so to speak, of your journey. And you are up leveling through this program that you want to put together. It's going to help a lot of women. And what I was getting for you when I was writing out the notes is I kept hearing, make it and they will come. Make it and they will come. So I think if you're concerned about numbers or whether people will even be interested, then I want you to know, and I want to reassure you that yes, the people will come. They will definitely be interested in what you have to offer. This is going to be very healing and very powerful for a lot of women, particularly because you were saying that this is for older women. So you've designed it in a way that it's going to serve the older generations, and that's exactly what is needed. It's like that's the area that you're meant to serve in. So you're right on track. You are right on mission. So that's beautiful. Yes, it definitely can be a huge success. You're asking if it could be a huge success. Yes, 100%. So keep going with it. Like I said, it's very needed right now, and it's going to be very helpful for many. You also mentioned that you would love to be a motivational speaker for women, that you have lived what you talk about. Yeah. Like I said, this is a new trajectory. Your job literally needed to go. That's why you lost your job shortly after your birthday, because it's like on the day of your birthday, you began a brand new cycle. And for this next trip around the sun, basically now, this brand new trip around the sun that you're taking this year in 2025, this is the new direction. This is the new path that you are meant to take. And so the job was just like the remnants, I'm hearing, of 2024. So it's like it was a part of 2024 energy that needed to clear out, and it did. God made sure. So that's good. That's awesome. Yeah. So stay present, stay patient. Christina, everything is unfolding beautifully and just as it is meant to. Work on this project, finish it up, get it out there. In terms of launching, what I was also hearing was like March. So take the time now as we wrap up the winter months. I was getting a little thing on the ear on that. As we wrap up the winter months, take this time to rest, recalibrate yourself, finish up whatever you need to finish up with this program, and then prepare yourself to launch once Mars goes direct. I'm hearing, because Mars goes direct Feb 24, I believe, or is it 27, something like that. You can look that up. But it's after that. Yeah. The other thing I was getting to, Christina, for you is just to trust the timing. So it's like I kept hearing like, just relax, completely relax, really just go with the flow, trust yourself, trust the path forward, even though it's a bit unknown, and let everything roll out in the timing that feels most natural for you. Okay. So trust your intuition on that. Yeah. Yeah. So that was everything from Christina. The next email here is from Jan. And Jan mentions that she's had many people tell her she's a healer and her number one gift is music. And I have connected with you before, Jan, so definitely I know that firsthand. I've tuned my guitar to 528 hertz for about 15 years now. My intention is for divine assistance through creator songs through me to have a positive effect on listeners, and for it to be positive for the whole, so that when you play in general, that what you're doing is actually frequency. You're impacting the entire field through the frequency and the vibration of the music that you play. So that's something I'm getting right off the bat. And Jan, you mentioned that you know that your music opens people's hearts. and that you will always set a positive intention before playing for anyone. Yes, you are highly supported by your guides and archangels. We wrote quite a lot here, so I'm just trying to skim through. And yes, frequencies are sent through the music that you are playing, and the frequencies that are most needed. That it's like, again, you're creating this resonance, you're creating this vibration in the field through the music that you play. So definitely keep playing. You were saying that you wanted to manifest a metal drum, and that you did actually end up getting one, which is awesome. You've been doing what you would call sound alchemy codes. You'll get an idea and then inquire if it would be a good thing to inquire about a formula, of course, with the divine intention, most often to assist towards unity consciousness, sun love, or healing out, always to be used by whoever can receive, and always to be used only towards the highest good of all. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. So your question is, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, wondering if the sound alchemy using metal drum tones is part of my service. Yes. And as a matter of fact, I was even seeing expansion. So use whatever instruments you are drawn to, that you are pulled to. And you're naturally going to be pulled towards instruments that are going to have the right frequency that you need to play. I'm hearing music magician. Interesting. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one yet. So you are some type of a musical magician where you create magic, or you are creating transformation. I'm even hearing transmutation through your music jam. So you definitely, this is your thing. Okay. This is your jam, and you definitely need to keep going with it. You're also asking here, I'm wondering about my musical service. Really feel like music is my number one purpose. I'm hoping it will be. It is. Okay, let me just confirm that. It is your purpose. I'm pretty certain, but I'd love to know what spirit would have me know in regards to this. So like I said, there's some type of an alchemy, some type of a transmutation that happens when you play. Ooh, and I just saw you're transmuting energy in people's energy fields. So in their aura, in their chakra system. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Big confirmation on that one. Yeah. This is your thing 100%. I want you to own it wholeheartedly. Trust yourself. This is what you're meant to do. And I keep seeing to like share abundantly with people, whether it's online, whether it's through doing more community stuff, whether you're putting out there either even one-on-one sound healing sessions I'm getting but I keep seeing group, I'm seeing a circle. So like sound healing sessions basically is what I see you conducting. So keep going with it 100%. Frequency is the medicine of the future. Okay. Just quick side note here. And so any of you who are into music and who are using music to heal, this is the way that we're going to be moving more and more in the future. So if you're just on like the beginning or starting point with music, then I'm going to recommend that you keep going with it. That this is something that is needed in the world. It is the direction we're already evolving. It is very 5D. I'm also getting that. It's music, and the way that we use music to heal is now elevating into 5D consciousness. So we're completely changing the type of music we're listening to. And there's more and more people coming out with their gifts and with their talents and sharing that with the world. And this is elevating the collective consciousness as a whole. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm just getting all kinds of visuals here. Wow. Okay, so that's really what you were asking about. Like I said, whatever instruments you're drawn towards, those are for you. Okay, so use them for sure. And hello, Crystal from California. Just reading some of the comments here quickly. Okay, let's keep moving along. So there is an email from Peter, and Peter is saying that he has felt lost since I was born and do not fit into anything. That's okay, Peter. Neither do I. I wish to get out of the rat race. Life has been a constant struggle, but I need to make money in order to work on my spiritual gifts so I can help humanity. I've had this itch for quite some time. my issue, which spiritual gifts I should look at, modalities. So like Reiki or energy clearing or what. I've been told as a child I'm a healer. Recently, I've been told I'm a transmuter. I tune within and get nowhere for answers. Sigh. Aw, Peter. Well, first of all, yes, you are absolutely a healer. I'm seeing that even just you placing your hand on someone is actually healing. So you naturally seem to be calibrated for healing. And you're doing both energy work and transmutation. So you're not either or, you're both. You are a transmuter of energy through, even just like I said, placing a hand on someone's knee is what I was just seeing, and instantly transmuting energy. I'm also getting that you have this massive capacity for this. And I think you've been afraid to fully embrace it, to fully move into it. I'm also hearing fear of judgment, that you've been afraid of being judged. That I'm too soft, I'm hearing, whoa. Because I'm so sensitive, that I'm too soft. No, not at all, Peter. The softness that you carry is the softness that this world needs so desperately. It is a softness that the masculines need, that masculine energy needs to embody, because that softness is you acknowledging and embracing your feminine side as well. But you are definitely a healer. You are meant to do this in whatever capacity feels natural for you. So that's where I want to guide you. That's where spirit is guiding you actually right now, is saying to follow whatever. It's like follow your bliss is what I'm hearing. Follow your bliss. Follow the thing that interests you the most, the thing that draws you in the most, that makes you feel like, yeah, this is my thing. And this could be either or. So it's you were asking about Reiki or energy clearing. Well, Reiki is usually just about sending energy, where energy clearing is about removing lower vibrational energy. So it's a combination of both. I actually do a combination of both as well. And you're saying you've been told that you were a healer since you were a child. Yes, you have been. And I'm getting that you were transmuting a lot of energy for the adults around you when you were a kid. And I think that kind of tuckered you out. Like it was a lot. Overwhelming at times, I'm hearing. Because you were constantly transmuting energy for the people, the adults that were around you. But now you're better equipped to manage this. And you also understand much more clearly now that this is who you are, that this is what you're meant to be doing. There is a deeper level of acceptance within you about this. You're more connected to your gifts now. So much more conscious and aware of them. You're less afraid of them too. The only lack of clarity, Peter, I think that you're experiencing, because you're saying that you tune in and you get nowhere for answers. The reason why you get nowhere is because you're trying too hard. I was getting that you're just trying too hard to get answers. And that's when you can't, because that's your ego blocking them. So in order for you to receive answers, you got to really relax and just really open yourself up for truth. So when you're sitting in meditation, open yourself and ask for truth to be revealed to you. And you can literally even say like, Spirit, I'm now going to step aside, meaning your ego is now going to step aside so that I can open myself up to receive what is for my best and highest good. And then just sit and be patient and allow whatever wants to come through to come through. But I'm saying, I keep hearing like, try less, like stop trying so hard to receive messages, because through the trying, you're actually not trusting. It's like you're trying to force it instead of going with the flow. So you're in resistance energy when you're trying too hard. Stop resisting and just completely relax, let go, and go with the flow. And I'm hearing even like, it's okay if you don't get an answer, even the first 5 times, 10 times, however many times, but it's like, keep sitting with it until that resistance completely dissolves within you, because that's where you're going to start to get flooded with answers. So stay open. Yeah. Okay. So Peter, that's what I have for you. Keep going. My friend, you are on the right path. You are definitely, like I said, not only an energy clearer, but a transmuter as well. And this is needed in the world. This is the direction that you need to continue moving in. Next person, the next email that we have, Jeff. This one is from Jeff. And Jeff says, my main challenge right now is attracting money. Currently, I have a stock investment that I truly believe will be worth more money than I could ever spend, but the company has experienced some regulatory delays, and I'm struggling with the faith and patience that's required with no known end in sight. This has been a 9-year investment, and you've sacrificed greatly to see this through. 2 years ago, you experienced a nice run that briefly made you very wealthy, but it was short-lived, so I didn't sell. The experience of having my wish fulfilled and then taken away really affected me. And ever since then, I feel like I'm mentally split and living in 2 worlds. Okay, so you took a hit on your faith when it comes to this investment. And the living in 2 worlds, you're saying the one where you're free to do whatever you want, and then in the other world where you can't. So you're just not in a very good place about this right now. You've been doing or using law of attraction inconsistently for the last 10 years, but then you got a message to start doing it consistently. So for 2 months, from October to December, that you were doing it nonstop, dedicated every available minute to meditating, cord cutting, chakra work, the whole thing. And it was awesome. I consistently reached new vibrational heights and also experienced a few rough nights that allowed me to purge a ton of negative emotion. And you're saying, but despite all the changes and upgrades, I didn't see hardly any of it reflected in my physical reality, and that concerned me. And it brought about fear and doubt that I'm no closer to my goal, even after all the work and the growth that you have done. So you're now beginning to wonder what it's actually going to take for you to finally be a match to what you want. So again, there is resistance here, Jeff. There's a resistance and a fear. Oh yeah, definitely a fear. So the underlying fear, again, this is going to be root chakra work for you. The underlying fear is what needs to be addressed. Because I'm seeing this, it's like your investment is there, and like that payout that you're seeking, Jeff, is there, but you keep you're not vibrationally aligned. And the way I was seeing this, actually, when I was reading through these emails last night, what I was seeing like cogs in a wheel. So our life is like cogs in a wheel, and there's all these little cogs that have to basically line up. And when something is out like this, they're not lined up. Do you see? Even if it's just slightly out of alignment, you're not lined up with the desire. So you're not vibrationally a match to the thing that you want. Because I wasn't getting that this wasn't going to pay out. What I was actually getting, and what Spirit kept showing me, is that this entire process is teaching you how to come into alignment, because manifesting this is going to be like a huge thing for you. And it is something that you're more than capable of manifesting. But currently, the way that you are perceiving yourself and the way that you perceive money or stability is what needs to shift. Your faith and your trust in the divine and in yourself is also being tested through this investment, through this challenge. So ultimately, this entire process is moving you or is trying to, or pushing you to move into a higher vibrational state, to move into a higher version of yourself that you're currently, I'm hearing, not able to see. You're not seeing yourself, Jeff, in a higher frequency. You're not seeing yourself as a powerful person who can create their intention. And that's what's in the way. That is what is not allowing you to completely align with this. Because I was getting that despite what the stock markets are doing, despite what anything like that is doing currently in the external, don't look at that, because this isn't about that. It's about you and what needs to align within you in order to become a frequency match to the receiving. I'm also getting that, like, I don't feel worthy. I don't feel worthy of receiving such a large amount. And you were mentioning that you had an opportunity in the past actually to cash in basically on the investment, that it was doing really well, and but it was short lived, so you didn't end up selling 2 years ago. Yeah, you were saying that you had this experience, and that too, right there, like, even though it was short lived, that was actually kind of an opportunity for you to take, like, to extract, to pull out. And it's like somehow it was missed. I don't know if you weren't paying attention to it at the time or you weren't aware of it in time. I'm not sure what happened there, Jeff, but there's something around that. So you kind of missed that opportunity 2 years ago. But I'm also getting what's coming around the corner is like even bigger. So you missing that opportunity in a way has some type of a benefit because something bigger is around the corner. But there needs to be this alignment within you. So some of the questions, so you were saying I'm normally and otherwise a very optimistic person, but I just get frustrated with this sometimes because for years it has felt like I'm so close yet so far. Yeah, because you are so close and you're not as far as you think. It's like there's just a couple of tweaks in the mindset, in your perception that needs to shift, Jeff, and that is going to do the trick. I feel like that is what Spirit is literally trying to get you to learn a lesson here about manifestation, to help you understand something, because it's going to serve you really well to understand this about how we manifest and how we draw things and how everything is vibration. So don't let the fears get in the way. And then you had 3 questions here. One of them was the entire collective affected by the dead period in October to December, or was it experienced on an individual basis? This is really a question about divine timing. I'm not sure what you mean about the dead period, October to December. I don't know, energy is fluid, so I wasn't kind of understanding this question. And those dead periods, I think what you're referring to may be like a limbo state or like liminal space energy. So it's when you're in the in-between. I think that's the dead space you're referring to. Yeah. I wonder if I'm close to manifesting my goal with this stock, knowing this would help me to have appropriate expectations. Okay. Like I said, it feels to me like you just need to align your consciousness, align your mind. I think you should also keep going, keep continuing with your manifestation practices, the visualization, but more importantly, it's about just really feeling worthy, really working on the root chakra of just knowing that you can have this, that it is for you. And you mentioned in the email about like how you've already worked through greed and all this stuff. This was never about greed. That was never really the problem. This, more than anything, is actually about worthiness. That's what I feel like it connects to. So to manifest money, you must feel worthy. You must know that you are worthy. Yeah, I've healed greed, judgment, jealousy, and I'm currently working on worthiness, lack mindset. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. What you are currently working on is what you need to be working on, because there's like remnants of that energy still within you. And that is keeping resistance. It is preventing things from coming in. Are there any other areas that you would suggest I focus on to be a match to the financial abundance that I deserve? Yeah, it's the worthiness thing, 100%. So this is root chakra. Even looking at your family history when it comes to how they saw money, or the people that raised you or that you grew up with, like how they saw money, what their perceptions were. I'm just seeing that there's like some, it looks like little black rocks in your foundation. So these little black seeds of, it's lack mindset. That's what it feels like. That there's not enough, that we have to save. I don't know if there was like a lot of like, gotta save your money, gotta save your money. I feel like I'm picking up that energy in your field. So I think there's a mentality there about needing to save money, which also is connected to a lack mindset. When we're in a mindset of I need to save money, then you're in that mindset because you have an underlying belief that there will not be enough money for the future. So I need to save for the future because I will not be receiving money in the future. Okay. So do you all see where that can be very toxic? How about we create so much money for ourselves that we don't need to save anything for the future because it's just there. It's just sitting in the bank account ready for your spending. So yeah, definitely some foundational beliefs around finances, around lack mindset needs to shift. So that's your homework. All right, let's move on to the next question. This one came from Julia. And Julia says, can I please receive guidance from God source around my future? I'm considering relocating to live closer to my daughter and her family, potentially sometime this year. It's a big move, and I want to make sure it's the best thing for me. I'm in my early 60s, single, and I would like to connect with a life partner to spend the rest of my life with. Do you see a partner coming in? I would also like to ask about finances moving into the future. So much is changing in the world, and it is a concern. If there are any messages Spirit has for me, I'm open to receive any additional guidance. Okay, so Julia, for you, let me see, which one should we touch on first? The move. Oh, my left hip, by the way, is really sore this whole time. Oh my gosh. There's like a fear of receiving, a fear of moving forward, a fear of allowing, a fear of acceptance. This is all coming through, and I'm not sure if this is you, like all of you in the chat right now, but I've been feeling it this whole time, but I am feeling it more intensely now. So perhaps, Julia, you yourself have some fears around moving forward, around receiving. Yeah, especially when it comes to partnership. I think you've been betrayed before. Yeah, and there's a resistance to let people in. There's like a trust issue there. Okay, so when it comes to the relocating, living closer to your daughter and her family, definitely tune in. If it's something that calls you, if it feels like, yeah, I want to do this. Yes, I'm excited. Like there needs to be an excitement factor here with that. And if there isn't, then you really need to pause and question whether this is going to be the best move for you or not. Because I keep hearing focus on the excitement, focus on the excitement. If it feels exciting for you to move closer to your daughter and her family, then move, then go. I feel like a move, regardless, just feels right for you. I keep seeing you move, like going. I keep seeing that. So I think yes, but I want you to trust your own intuition on this. You were saying potentially sometime this year. And it's a big move, and you want to make sure that it is the best thing for you. The excitement factor is what's going to help you decide whether it is the best thing for you or not. If you are excited to relocate, if you're excited to be in a new place, and I'm not just talking about like close to your daughter or close to your family, but in general, if you feel excited about being in a new place, then yes, this is definitely the right move for you. I'm also hearing it's a breath of fresh air. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you need to relocate from wherever you are. Like this new beginning energy And yes, I do feel like that would be this year. So in 2025, I keep seeing 2025. So this would be the year for you to make that move. And I'm also getting there's new opportunities in love. So it's like, I think wherever you are right now, I'm getting stagnation. I feel like the energy is very stagnating. It's like nothing's happening, not much is changing in your life, Julia. So I think I feel like moving is a step in the right direction. And when it comes to partnership, just become very, very clear on what it is that you want, what type of a partner you want, and how you want to experience daily life with this person. And I'm seeing this, like, really open yourself up, really let yourself like dream and be open to this new person coming into your life. Don't be afraid. There's a fear factor here. Don't be afraid, because you are the co-creator of your own life. You are the person who is manifesting, calling in literally with your vibration, this person that you desire. And in order for you to really call them in, you got to get yourself aligned. You need to get into a space, a mental space, an emotional space of trust. Trusting yourself, trusting your manifestations, what you're capable of drawing in, and also trusting the divine to send you that right partner, to send you the person who is most compatible with you. I see you very happy. I see you just like laughing a lot, having a lot of fun with this individual. I'm also getting being on the same page. Yeah, so like open yourself right up to this. There's definitely someone on the horizon for you. I feel like even this year, but there is that fear. There's a little bit of fear. And I feel like that is the resistance. That is what is holding things up. That is what is holding this person back from entering your life. Yeah, I keep hearing stay open, stay open. And whatever you've experienced in the past, Julia, with past connections or relationships, if you have experienced something that was unpleasant or difficult, or just have had very maybe narcissistic partners in the past, just know that those lessons don't need to repeat, because you're in a new time now. You're in a new era. You're in a new era for your entire life, I'm hearing. So it's like you don't need to repeat any more cycles of difficulty with past connections. You've learned those lessons, you've integrated them, you've chosen yourself, I'm hearing. You've chosen your own happiness. So those lessons won't repeat. So all you have to do, Julia, is just figure out what you want in a person, how you can see yourself living day-to-day life with this individual, because I'm seeing a lot of happiness, and just being very open and completely relaxed about it. Like you just kind of put it out there to the universe and then you let it go. And you're just like, I trust you. I'm in the vibe and I know it's just going to call in the right person anyway. Whenever it is perfectly divinely timed for each of us to connect, and it'll happen. Yeah. So there's nothing you need to worry about. And as far as the move goes, if it feels right, do it. I feel like it is a step in the right direction for you, but I really want you to trust your own intuition on this. Like I said, the excitement factor, is that there? Do you feel a sense of excitement about moving? So that's everything for you. And the last message I have for today is from Keegan. Keegan is wondering what my guides or you have to say about bringing more clarity about my mission. I have some feelings, but I'm curious what they say to help support me on my path. And you were also curious about your galactic origins. Whatever bits that make up me would be wondrous to know. Okay, so Keegan, I got very little on the detail end of your questions. So really, you're just wanting clarity about your mission, and you want to know your galactic origins. All right, let me just see what comes through. Your mission, Keegan, needs to be tied to your passion. It is connected to your passion. And I'm hearing, and she knows what it is. Because you like, there's nothing for me to go off of. Because usually more detail allows me to kind of tap in to the individual's energy more. It's almost like a thread. I'm given a thread, right? When you give me details. And then that thread allows me to it turns into a rope, basically. Yeah, like I'm not getting anything specific. It's almost like spirit is like, no, she knows exactly what it is. I'm hearing like you're testing me. Okay. Interesting. So is it your ego, Keegan, that wants to know? Or is it your higher self? Yeah. And then about the galactic origins, like that too is just what I'm getting is like that's not the focus. I feel like you're a little bit distracted. We don't necessarily need to know these things. Like I know that I probably have some type of galactic origins as well, but I don't necessarily feel like I need to know that. That's not my focus, and I find it takes away or a little bit distracts me from my earthly mission. Like where I'm from and what previous lifetimes I have lived, well, who knows? There's been many, right? But it's not something that I necessarily feel I need to focus on. Like that's I don't know, my attention just never goes there because spirit is always saying like focus on your current human experience, what you are meant to learn, what you are meant to do in this lifetime, and focus on the passion because the passion is the breadcrumbs to your mission. Whatever you are most passionate about, that is the direction of your mission. And the mission too, I'm hearing and I'm being reminded that the mission we sometimes like the word mission feels big, right? But not all of us have a big mission, but yet we're all playing a very crucial part here on earth. So it's not about, oh, I have this massive mission and like blah, 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 and I'm supposed to be this and that and the other thing. Your mission could be just simply being a good mom to your children, being a faithful partner, being an awesome provider of love or education. I'm saying teaching for some reason, right? Like our mission isn't necessarily always grandiose. It's not something that we necessarily need to put on a pedestal. Even I'm hearing like it's more your mission is to just be happy on a day-to-day basis, to connect to your passion, to follow through on your passion and do what your passion guides you towards. That is your true mission in life. So take a little bit of the focus and the pressure off of yourself to like figure out like this whole galactic family and where you're from and all that stuff. While that's like great and awesome, and there could be other psychics you may connect to who will tell you, oh, you're from here or you're from there. I actually don't like to do that for people unless I'm getting a very specific message from spirit because you need to know that information for some kind of a divine reason. Then that kind of stuff will come through because it has in the past, but it very rarely comes through in sessions because God is always telling me like that's not the focus here. That's not as important as you think it is. So that's what I want to say about that for any of you wondering. Like I said, if you feel really drawn to finding out, just ask yourself, pause and ask yourself, is this my ego that desires to know, or is it my higher self that desires to reconnect with perhaps a lost part of myself? So I just want to take the last couple of minutes. So that's what I have, Keegan, for you. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but I just, like I said, keeping it real 24/7. So that's what's coming through for you about that. So I just want to quickly check the questions here in the chats and see if there's anything that I can currently answer. Hello, beautiful souls from Canada. Hi, Cynthia. Christina, oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad it was helpful. Jessica, will my package be processed today? I don't know. uh, okay, well, we have a Joey here. If anything comes through. Crystal, okay, awesome. You've been good sound frequency, yeah. Crystal says, I recently had a picture taken of me giving my father a kiss on the cheek, and my hand was glowing purple and turned into two hands in the picture. Huge confirmation that I'm a healer. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, and the purple coming out of the hands, I've actually seen it. My own father is a healer. I don't think he's doing it now, but he used to do it. And one time I witnessed him actually with purple light. Literally, purple light was coming out of his hand, and purple is the color of healing. So, yeah, 100%. So the fact that Crystal, that you had confirmation of that on a photo, oh, amazing, amazing. It just goes to show that you really are a healer, and this is a divine gift that you have, that you absolutely can use for yourself, for other people, for pets. Even I'm seeing a dog for some reason right now. So yeah. Left hip has been giving me a lot of pain recently. Okay, living heart aligned. Is that what I'm feeling then this whole time? Because it's literally like, yeah. So you're stuck. You're not allowing yourself to move forward, and it has a lot to do with receiving. You also feel blocked about receiving. It's like nothing's coming to me, I'm hearing. Change the mindset, living heart aligned. Change the mindset around that, because you're saying that the left hip has been hurting for a while. That's why. And even as I said that, like the pain literally just alleviated. You're allowed to receive. You're meant to receive. You're supposed to receive. I'm hearing, but I'm not used to it. I know. I know. It's okay. This is your time to finally experience receiving. So, for any of you out there that are struggling with receiving, start by giving to yourself. That's the best thing you can do. It's not even expecting anything of others necessarily. It is about actually learning to give to yourself. It's a process I had to move through, of just learning how I can respect and honor my needs in any given moment and really give to myself wholeheartedly. So, it's really, really important that we get into this energy, and the more that we do this, the more that we take care of ourselves through different way. For me, it's salt baths. Like, oh my god, I am literally reborn after a salt bath. And so I will go and I will run those baths. Before it was once a month, now it's twice a week, right? Like whenever I feel like I need it. And that is me exercising and practicing this whole giving to myself thing. As an empath, as a healer, we oftentimes are very, very good at giving to others, but we suck at receiving. And so this is the collective, I think, that I'm kind of speaking to, where all of you are a little bit stuck on that giving, like on the receiving end, right? You're all awesome at giving. You all want to heal the world, but many of you don't know how to receive. And that is like the lesson right now that you need to learn, because moving forward, as we ascend into 5D, you're going to need to have that capacity to receive. You need to be open. Thank you, Spirit. Huge confirmation on that. You have to have this capacity, this openness to receive, because so much is going to come through, and because you're going to be needing to give in a higher capacity, in a bigger capacity. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is through receiving. It's like the giving and the receiving has to be balanced in your life. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to really fulfill the mission that you need to, because you won't have the bandwidth to do so. You're not going to have the energy, the power, the capacity to be able to give to the extent that the universe is now asking all of us to step up and give. It's like you cannot give without receiving. So please address this receiving issue within all of us, because so many of us have this, especially as healers. It is a part of like the persecution wound. It is a part of, if you believe in previous lifetimes or incarnations, it's also part of you not receiving anything in the past for the gifts that you did give or for the healing work that you did provide. So there's a lot of wounding behind that. And that's on a very core, very cellular level. So this is like healing work on the self, basically, that needs to be done. Okay. And the left pain, it's like completely gone right now. Oh, that's awesome. And Isra here says, future is more important than one's origin. Yes. Yeah. And not just the future, but the present moment. The present moment is much more important, right? And being present at all times. If you're always like, oh, I wonder what I was, and right, like, then you're just disconnecting. It's a little bit of a bypassing. You're disconnecting from the present life that you're living and the present experience and the present lessons that you are meant to learn. And you can only learn those lessons if you are present, if you are aware, right? If you're tuned into the now, basically. Okay. Well, welcome, Soul Alignment Sanctuary, Nicole. Welcome. You're asking, how do you feel connected to Source and the downloads coming in? What's your guidance in connecting stronger to Source and guides? How do I feel connected to Source? I don't know. It's like an all-encompassing, on every cell of my being is just connected. And it's a connection through the web of the planet. There's an energetic web. And I feel connected to that. And then that is connected to Source of all creation. So it's like direct but indirect, if that makes sense. I feel connected in all ways. My left ear is ringing now as I say that. It's just a very deep, and it's something that I evolved into. It's like my spiritual awakening pulled me into and pulled me closer to God through hardships, through very difficult periods of my life. And that has actually connected me on a very, very deep level. And the guides, the way I'm always shown is the guides are just constantly around, constantly. And they just kind of pop in and out and provide help, provide assistance, provide guidance. They'll project pictures in my mind, or I'll hear specific words, specific messages, specific songs or lyrics. So I'm connected that way. How to connect stronger to Source and guides. Through quieting my mind, through meditation, and when I'm out in nature. Like I said, because I feel connected to the web on the planet, to this invisible energy field or force field of the planet. Through that, when I'm in nature, that's when I can tap in and get even more insights. I literally even get messages from plants, trees, different things. It's kind of crazy, but I love it. So to connect deeper, just spend more time in the present, spend more time grounding, anchoring yourself, and prayer. I pray every single morning. That's how I start my day. I connect. The first thing I say good morning to is God, and just grateful through gratitude. Like all of these different practices really, really deepen my spirituality and make me 1000% trust in everything I hear and see. Yeah, and as far as saying you have to detox your vessel in order to receive proper messages. Yes, this is very, very true. Yeah, I'm moving through this process right now, actually. Okay, it looks like we got a little bit of a... Oh, okay. Awesome, Rebecca. Good. I'm glad you feel like... Okay, so that's everything. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for everyone who submitted. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you found some guidance and some answers today for your situation specifically, and for all of you. And I'm so glad my left hip pain is gone. I can't even tell you. It was really sore. It's gone. So I really feel like the energy shifted here in the collective with those of you that tuned in. Definitely keep receiving, keep allowing yourself to receive and give to yourself. Okay. First and foremost, in whatever capacity you're able to, give to yourself, whether that's giving yourself 20 minutes to read, whether that's giving yourself permission to just sit and have a cup of tea when you're tired or whatever, or taking a nap, right? All the different forms in which you can give to yourself, give to yourself at this time, because that is what is going to fill your cup back up to the capacity where it is overflowing, and you are then able to truly serve, to truly give, and fulfill the mission that you are here to fulfill, in whatever capacity you are meant to fulfill that mission. So trust in your own intuition, everyone. Trust in your own internal guidance and keep living your truth. Be authentic, be real, and don't take no shit from anyone. Really trust yourselves, okay? Do what you feel is best for you in any given moment. I'm just reading the last comment here. Oh, you're welcome. I was just afraid to be intimate with everyone. Do not be afraid. Let yourself be free. Let yourself open your hearts, because there's so much good in 2025 that is coming in for so many of us. And we truly just have to get out of our own way and allow everything to flow in the time that it wants to flow in and in the way that it wants to flow in. Do not be attached to outcomes. Do not be attached to certain expectations. It's like, put it out there, keep loving on yourself. That will magnetize things to you, because you're going to be in the right frequency and the vibration to receive that. So that is everything that I have for you today. And I have to run because I have a client appointment very, very soon. So thank you. If, like I said, any of you have any questions, please use the email link below, and you can send me the question for the next live, which is going to be on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Lashia, if you want to send me an email and just give me a little bit of backstory and put this question in there, I would love to answer that for you in the next live and tap in a little bit deeper, because I feel rushed now and I don't like to channel when I'm feeling rushed. So yeah, send me that please in an email and I'll be happy to answer. So thank you everyone so much. I wish you all a beautiful weekend. Take care of yourselves, love on yourselves, and I will see you in the next live, but I will probably see you before that in the next video. Bye.